The storm arrived without thunder. It came as silence. The sky above ancient Mesopotamia turned black at noon, swallowing the sun whole. Priests fell to their knees. Rivers stopped moving. Animals screamed into the darkness as if they sensed something older than death itself walking across the earth. And then the giants came. The giants came. Not giants born from earth. Not men. Not gods. The Nephilim. Before kingdoms existed, before pyramids touched the sky, the world belonged to beings humanity was never meant to see. Ancient scrolls whispered of them in terrified ink. Fallen angels descended from the heavens, beings of impossible beauty and terrifying power. They looked upon mankind and desired more than worship. They desired creation. And from that forbidden union, the Nephilim were born, children of heaven and earth, half divine, half monster. In the valley of Uruk, a young scribe named Elir watched the sky burn red every night for 7 days. The elders called it a warning from God. But Elir saw something else, hidden within the flames. Shapes. Massive silhouettes moving behind the clouds. Watching. Waiting. On the 8th night, the temple bells rang. One strike. Then silence. The city gates exploded inward. Not broken. Pushed. And through the dust. And through the dust emerged a figure so enormous the soldiers forgot how to breathe. He stood nearly 15 feet tall, draped in black armor, carved with symbols no human language could understand. His eyes glowed like molten gold beneath a hood of raven feathers. Every step shook the earth. The soldiers charged anyway. Foolish courage. The giant moved once. Only once. And 20 men were torn apart as if struck by an invisible storm. Blood painted the stone streets. Women screamed. Children ran. But the Nephilim walked forward, slowly, calmly, like a king returning to a forgotten throne. Behind him came more. Dozens. Some carried blades forged from glowing metal. Others held staffs crackling with blue fire. One had 6 black wings stretching across the night sky like death itself. The city of Uruk fell before midnight. Failures for midnight. Elir survived by hiding beneath the temple ruins, through cracks in the stone. He watched the giants gather around an ancient altar buried beneath the city. An altar older than civilization. The leader of the Nephilim placed his hand upon it, and the ground began to open. Not crack, open. As though the earth itself feared him. Deep below the ruins, something ancient awakened. A doorway. Massive stone gates, covered in chains. The leader spoke one word in a language older than humanity. The gates trembled. Ilya realized then the Nephilim had not returned to conquer mankind. They had returned to release something worse. Uh, for centuries, humanity believed the Great Flood was sent to destroy corruption from the earth, but hidden text told another story. The flood was a prison, a divine attempt to erase the Nephilim forever. But prisons weaken with time, and now the chains beneath the earth were breaking. As as the gates slowly opened, the sky above Uruk split apart with lightning. The oceans rose violently. Mountains cracked. Across the world, people looked upward in terror as stars vanished one by one. Something enormous moved beneath the clouds. Not flying, crawling. The leader of the Nephilim removed his hood for the first time. His face looked almost human. Most skin pale as ash, eyes burning like suns, and scars across his flesh glowing with heavenly fire. My name, he said, his voice echoing across the ruined city, was erased from heaven. He looked toward the storm, but mankind remembers me as Azrael. The other Nephilim knelt instantly. Even they feared him. Ilya knew he had to stop them. Not because he was a warrior, not because he was brave, but because he was the only one left who had seen what lay beyond the gates. As they opened wider, gigantic shadows shifted inside the darkness, shapes with too many limbs, eyes, teeth, creatures so ancient the human mind refused to understand them. The true horrors before. Ilya fled through burning streets and climbed the highest tower of Uruk, where the sacred archives were kept. Ancient scrolls covered the walls, written by prophets, long forgotten. And there he found it, a prophecy. The sons of heaven shall rise again beneath the blackened sun. Their king shall open the prison below the earth, and from the abyss the first hunger shall awaken. So, why our save? Ilya's hands trembled. At the bottom of the scroll was only one sentence. To stop the giants, heaven itself must bleed. Outside, the world was collapsing. Entire armies marched toward Uruk but vanished before reaching the city. Storms swallowed nations whole. Rivers turned red. The moon appeared cracked across the sky. Humanity stood on the edge of extinction. And at the center of it all stood the Nephilim. Unstoppable, divine, ancient, beyond imagination. That night, Ilya descended back into the ruins, carrying a single dagger forged from meteoric iron, the only weapon mentioned in the prophecy. The deeper he traveled underground, the colder the air became. Then he heard it. Whispers, thousands of them, voices from behind the gates, begging to be freed, promising power, promising power. promising immortality, promising heaven itself. At the center chamber stood Azrael before the nearly opened prison. The giant turned slowly. "You are afraid," Azrael said. Ilir tightened his grip on the dagger. "You destroyed the world once." Azrael smiled sadly. No. His glowing eyes lifted toward the heavens. "Heaven destroyed us. Delasaitu de maison." For a moment, Elier saw something unexpected in the giant's face. Pain. Not evil. Not rage. Pain. "We were born. Cursed pain. We were born cursed," Ezra whispered. "Neither angel nor man. Hated by both." The prison gates groaned louder. Something massive pushed against them from the inside. The entire chamber shook violently. Azara looked toward the darkness. "And now," he said, "the world will finally understand what true monsters look like." The gates exploded open. Darkness flooded outward like liquid smoke, and from the abyss, a colossal eye opened, bigger than temples, older than earth, alive than earth, alive. The first hunger had awakened. Its scream shattered, like, share, subscribe. For more untold stories and cinematic mysteries, visit our YouTube channel for the full story.